Call of Duty lasted 5 minutes at the Game of the Year awards before becoming the punchline of a joke. And the joke was delivered by nobody other than Christopher Judge, the voice of Kratos in God of War.
My speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign. Another company I'll never work for.
And while this may have been out of pocket and completely uncalled for, it's also pretty much implied that you shouldn't be selling a 3-hour campaign for $70, especially if you're a $69 billion business. And while I'm sure that many of the COD developers took the joke in stride, there were a few on Twitter that were completely outraged. Some of the current and former employees were laughing at God of War, saying that the shelf life of the game was very short and that lots of people stay on Call of Duty for longer periods of time. Shocker, a single-player game doesn't have a shelf life of an online multiplayer game. Kind of a weird observation from somebody that makes video games. I thought it was pretty heavily implied. And others flexed Call of Duty's finances, which is a really weird flex coming from a company that makes a game every single year but hasn't won Game of the Year since 2003. Ultimately proving that sales numbers sometimes don't have anything to do with how good your game actually is.